What is up, guys? So whenever I go looking for mining content, it's pretty much always the same story. Either someone's drowning the audience in technical jargon, or it's just a straight-up promo dressed as a review. Spent a few years now going through different platforms, and over time just built up a sense of what actually holds up under real conditions and what doesn't. So what I want to do today is walk through how this whole thing works in practice on a platform I've been running consistently for almost a year now. And toward the end, gonna cover a few things I always check that have kept me from wasting time on projects that go nowhere. So, configuration is the first place I look, not because it's complicated, but because how a platform structures this step usually tells you a lot about the overall build quality. First thing is selecting a token. This project runs on a multi-chain protocol, so there's no network lock-in, no dependency on market conditions. Whatever token is relevant at the moment, that's what gets used. Going with Ethereum. It's been showing some interesting movement lately, so that's where the focus is. Hit continue. So next step is the receiving address. Just drop in ETH address here, pretty standard. Okay, then hash rate power. It essentially controls how much computational capacity gets pointed at mining session. Think of it as setting the engine output before the run starts. Then there's mining speed. And this one is a bit different. It adjusts the actual processing intensity on remote hardware side. Higher means more efficient mining overall, but it directly impacts the final output calculation. So I never just push it to the top without thinking. Takes a second, but it's worth it. Okay, target amount is next. So this is basically the volume of ETH I'm targeting for this session. Okay, and now just going through everything one more time. Address, hash rate, speed, target amount, all correct. Press start. Session's running. And what I keep coming back to with this platform is the live dashboard. Current load, elapsed time, projected output, everything's right there without having to dig through any menus. That kind of real-time transparency is honestly rarer than it should be in this space. All right, so stopping the session, and here's the report. Time logged, total shares processed, algorithm that was running, and then full charge breakdown for remote infrastructure usage. Everything's clearly laid out. Okay, so now for getting the tokens out. There's an automatic option through Wallet Connect. Smart contract handles the whole thing, but personally, I just go manual here. Like, you can see every step, transaction, confirmation, exactly where ETH is moving. Just more visibility over the whole process, and I find that cleaner to work with. Transactions submitted, so should be verified and land on the address within a few minutes. Good time to step back and talk through what cloud mining is at a basic level. So the idea is simple. Instead of owning physical rigs dealing with hardware setup, power draw, cooling, all of that, the mining runs on remote infrastructure. And in 2026, that setup genuinely makes more sense than it used to. Hardware is expensive, electricity costs are up across the board, and keeping a rig running properly takes consistent attention that most people just can't commit to. Cloud mining sidesteps all of that, and compared to something like staking, the process here is more visible, more direct. Every stage is trackable, and the output is tied to actual computational work happening in real time. That's not something you get everywhere. So, wrapping this up, this platform has been running reliably for several months of consistent testing on my end. Different configurations, different tokens, different session lengths. Every time, the output lined up with what was expected. Withdrawals went through without issues, nothing sketchy in the workflow. And this isn't a new project either. It's been on the market long enough to have a real history behind it. And that track record shows when you compare it to what else is out there. Most platforms I test don't make it through that kind of consistent use without something coming up. This one has. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. Hope this actually gave a useful look at how this works in practice.